Hey everyone, welcome back. In the last video I talked about mid-side leveling and how this process can sound different between possible ways to achieve that. And specifically I showed you Protility, a free mid-side leveling plugin, and I compared it to the SPL Gemini, which sounds really different. Then some of you asked if you can pull off the same sonic results as the SPL Gemini with different methods. In this video we'll find out exactly that, as I went in deep and ran a mid-side leveling test between many different units. Next to that you'll find out the difference between a plug-in mid-side leveler and an analog mid-side leveler, which create very different results. So why do a big shootout like this? That is because I went in and tested this, and for example you do side plus 2 dB on an analog unit and another analog unit you as well do side plus 2 dB. Exactly the same setting. Then compare those two results and they sound very different. And here is where it gets even trickier. Say on the SPL Gemini you put mid plus 1 and side plus 2. You think the difference between mid and side would be just 1 dB, right? But actually when measuring, the difference is 2.7 dB. Then when putting the mid at 0 and the side plus 1, same thing. You would expect a difference of 1 dB. But instead the difference is 1.8 dB. So this answers the question if mid plus 1, side plus 2 is the same result as mid at 0 and side plus 1, specifically on the SPL Gemini. Now before we go in too deep, let's keep it simple. We're gonna compare many different analog units, how they sound, mid-side leveling, and we're gonna do analysis of the differences. Let's get right into it. This is the test. Here we are inside the test. Let me go over everything that we're going to listen to. The track that we're using is Energy Work It by Nightcap. First up we got no imaging. You see that there's some headroom added. This is the baseline, so this is where we are starting to reference from. Here is no mid-side processing added. Then the BX Control V2, which is a plugin. I'm only testing one plugin and I'll talk about that shortly, why that is. Then we got the WesAudio ngBus compressor. This compressor has mid-side, so you can basically not do any compression and use it for mid-side leveling. That's what I did, so there's no compression happening, just mid-side leveling. Then the SSL Fusion, every module at this unit was switched off except for the stereo image, and then space was at 0 and width was used for +2 and +5 setting. Then the SPL Gemini, and here you'll see that next to the +2 we got a +1.4, and this is actually because +1.4 measures at +2. Here's something interesting happening. The +2 actually measures at +3.5. So if you increase the sides +2 at the unit, you're actually increasing them by 3.5 dB. Then the Carnaby HE by WesAudio is a mid-side saturation EQ. I have no EQ settings used on this test, only mid-side leveling. Then the Bettermaker limiter 2.0. Again, no settings used, there's no effect happening, just side level is being added. And to close it off, we got the ngAusComp LAAL at 2 and at 5. Before we dive into the files, I just wanted to get back on why we're only checking out one plugin. It's very simple. Plugins are digital and MS leveling plugins are 100% perfect in adding side gain. Let me show you this picture, which represents what happens if you use BX Control to bring up the side information. Now let me show you Protility, which is another plugin that can bring up side information. You see that they're absolutely identical. Simply put, you won't hear a single difference between BX Control and Protility, for example. However, this is never the case with analog gear, and that's exactly what you're gonna hear in the audio examples that are coming up. You as well see the Brainworx BX meter. It's switched in mid-side, so you can see on the mid and the side what is happening in terms of volume that's being brought up on the sides. These examples have not been gain matched. Why? Because this is literally about gain. So we're gaining the sides. So I want you to exactly hear what happens to the gain relation between mid and side applied by all these different units. Make sure to stick to the end because I will show you the frequency readouts as well of every unit. And I can tell you already, they're very, very different from each other. So make sure to listen properly to this and yeah, let me know in the comments which unit you like the most and why. All right, now let's get into the listening portion. I'm going to play through each of these files so you can hear the differences for yourself. As we go, I'll jump in with some thoughts and commentary, pointing out what I'm noticing in terms of stereo width, tonal balance and overall feel. Some of the differences are obvious, some are more subtle, but that's exactly the point of this test. Same settings, tonally different outcomes depending on the gear used. Now let's dive right into it. You hear that it's way wider, it feels more opened up. I always really like the sound of apparent side information. By the way, sometimes I'm switching on this BX Solo, then you can hear the side information only. Then you can directly tell the difference. Let me show it to you here. I'm just really excited because the ngBus side +5, and keep in mind +5 on the side is not something I would do typically in a mastering scenario. It can be +1 or +0.5 or +2, and that's extreme. However, it's sounding really good on the Wes, I have to say. Comparing to the BX Control at +5, I think the BX Control sounds like a plugin. It loses some definition, especially in the mids, and the ngBus just retains that detail. And it's a compressor. It's a mid-side stereo or dual mono compressor, but you can definitely use it for this if that's what you want. However, if you then compress as well, it will mess with the relationship. You just should keep that in mind. Let's go into the Fusion and do some more comparisons. yeah, this is not my favorite unit. I'm using the SSL Fusion here. Sometimes when there's way too much sub on a mix, I like to use the high pass filter. Sometimes some EQ to either way lose some bass, add bass, or add a little bit of top end. The high frequency compressor almost never gets used there. Stereo image never gets used. Vintage drive is way too noisy. If you're gonna analyze this vintage drive, then yeah, you see that there's so much noise being added. Transformer is nice. It enhances the crisp of the sound. The transients sound a little bit more crisp. That's nice. So yeah, I rarely use some of these, and some, yeah, almost never. So it's not my favorite unit. I also don't think this stereo imager sounds super good on this. It sounds not expensive enough. If you compare it to the Wes, it's just, yeah, night and day in my ears. Even when we lower the Wes 2 decibels. Yeah, I still think the Wes just retains more punch and body. It's feeling a bit more washed out at the SSL Fusion side +5. Now, my absolute favorite unit, the Gemini. This is such an impressive stereo imager. It's incredible. I'm gonna play you the no imaging, and then we're gonna directly dive into the +5 and do some comparisons here. Energy. I need to say +5 is a lot. The Gemini here never gets used at +5. +2 as well is already a lot, but that could definitely happen. Let me show you how good it sounds if you just use it for 2 decibels. Energy. And as I told you before, it is actually adding 3.5 dB on the sides, while this unit says 2. This is how it sounds if I do actually 2 decibels, which is 1.4 at the unit, and then 0.4 is, yeah, there's 5 dots for 1, so I went 2 dots over 1 to do 2 steps of 0.2 additionally to the 1 decibels to get 1.4. Energy. There's a certain richness in this unit that's just not really describable. Here in the studio you can instantly tell that this is the best sounding stereo imager. And whenever I do masters for clients, I love to, when it's the right track, for example, Don Diablo, Beasts, that's a track that I mastered recently, and there's this super fat bass on the drop, and yeah, that's where you can hear that the Gemini really brings out great side information. but as well on tech house tracks like Malone, Get Me There, that's out now on Higher Ground. There I really use the Gemini to as well increase focus in the middle, because you can boost sides, but you can boost mid as well. It just does something to the signal that sounds expensive, gives you exactly what you want, and just increases the excitement that you hear on that track. It's really, really powerful. Now let's bring in the Carnaby HE2, the Bettermaker Limiter 2.0, and then I'll keep the LAAL for the last. The Bettermaker to me sounds the most as the BX Control. It sounds quite perfect, doesn't really add something or take something away. It sounds, yeah, quite clean. And I like that, because in a mastering scenario you want to have that clean option. You want to have options that are coloring the sound, but you also want to have a reliable Swiss Army knife that can just really do the job. To me, the Bettermaker is really, really good in that when adding width. Carnaby HE2 sounds good, but yeah, obviously it's a EQ and the mid side is yeah, more there to compensate for your moves. But you can definitely use it to do mid-side leveling. I still think it sounds better than a plugin. And you will see that as well in the mid-side frequency analysis at the end of the video. And then the LAAL, this absolute beast. It's such a good stereo imager. For me, I will just explain in a bit which units I use the most for stereo imaging. But the LAAL is definitely part of those. Let's hear it in action. Yeah, I think at +5 the LAAL sounds better than the Gemini at +5, but at +2 I think the Gemini does a better job. Also because those numbers don't add up. So 1.4 is actually 2 at the Gemini. And let's then compare it to the 2 at LAAL. Then I still prefer the Gemini, but there's not a whole lot of difference. The LAAL is a very, very good unit. So at higher settings, I would go for the LAAL, lower settings, Gemini. Now that's the test. I'm going to play you some audio examples one more time. Let's go over all of them. As well, my own setup for mid-side leveling. What I like to do is do a little bit of leveling on the mids with the Gemini, a little bit of leveling on the sides with the Gemini. I also have this elliptic filter that I can access here and enable, and it cuts off side information. That's just a super high quality filter which does an amazing job. Stereo imager on the SSL I never use. Stereo imager on the other units from this test I do use the Bettermaker limiter 2.0, but yeah, the other ones are not being used. The LAAL, sometimes it's off. As well, the Gemini can be off. It really depends on the track and on the client, because different clients have different preferences. And of course, every track is different. So if you have a super wide track, it can even be that you need to bring down the stereo image. But yeah, I love having the Gemini, for example, at 1, the mid at 1.5, the LAAL stereo width at 2. And then, yeah, you got a really solid setting to go from there. But yeah, it's really depending on the track that you're doing at that moment. Now let's have one last listen. Energy, energy. Rap, 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 energy, energy. Rap, 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 energy, energy. It's crazy as well that you see the mid bump up in volume on the Wes. I literally did nothing else than bring up 5 dBs on the side. There's no gain whatsoever added from my end, but then you still hear that there's definitely things going on. And yeah, I'm about to reveal what's actually happening at the end with the frequency analysis. Yeah, I'm just super excited to show you that. Let's finish the last listening and then go directly into that. Rap. Energy, energy. Rap, 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 energy, energy. Rap, rap. Energy, energy. You see that there in fact is 4 dBs added gain on the sides. Wow, it's at 5. So yeah, that's but I'm really impressed by the +5 setting. It's such an extreme setting, but you cannot say that it's not sounding good. Like technically it sounds like way too much, but the LAAL just pulls it off. +5 for the LAAL is not a problem. Rap, 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 energy, energy. Rap, 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 rap. Yes, the LAAL and the SPL Gemini are the winners for me. Alright, so let's have a look at what's actually going on under the hood within these mid-side leveling processes. First up, we got the BX Control. This is super interesting because it's completely different than any analog readout that you'll see. And this is exactly why some plugins may sound digital, because they are digital and because they are literally perfect. You see a straight line, and then the purple line is the side volume and the light blue line is the mid volume. Over the entire frequency spectrum, you see that it's doing a 100% pure increase in side signal. And I did do a side +2 as well on the Protility plugin, and you see that it's literally identical. So this is Protility and that's BX Control. Yeah, that tells us a whole lot. So yes, a digital mid-side leveler can definitely increase the side volume. Then going into the analog units, the WES ngBus. Here you see what's happening to the frequency spectrum. The green line is the mid-level and the red line is the side level. The setting used here is mid +0, so no edit there, and +2 on the sides. However, you see that the mids are being boosted by quite a lot, and yeah, the sides are boosted by a little over 2.5 dB all the way down to 5 hertz. So yeah, in the sub lows, while the actual boost throughout is 2 decibels. And then you see here, you see a little bit of coloration. This can also be because of the sample rate. So if you run at 44.1, that's the sample rate that we are using here. This means that the maximum frequency is half of that. That's what's called Nyquist frequency. You can get a fold back filter because it basically cuts off everything at the maximum frequency available in that sample rate. So yeah, you will see more of these kind of drops in the analog screenshots of plug-in Doctor. Then if we do a +5 on the WES ngBus, you see this. Now let's AB again. That's super interesting. So you actually see that it's lowering the mids and increasing the sides. The sides are at 2.9 when the unit says +5, and at 2.0 when the unit says +2. However, the difference is drastically increased. So the internal processing on the WES ngBus increases that range between mid and side. And also when looking at this line, it's extremely solid. For an analog unit, this is a really good curve. Going on to the SSL Fusion. Now here, something interesting is happening. It underperforms if compared to the actual setting. The setting here is +2, but the actual side boost is at most 1.4. And yeah, it is very straight, which is good. And again, that drop. But it should be higher because you're actually saying +2 and it's only doing 1.4. And I do feel, and that's why I'm saying this, I do feel that the side boost on the SSL Fusion doesn't sound too good. And yeah, that might be due to that it's actually not able to deliver what it says. If you put it at +2, it actually only adds 1.4. If you put it at +5, it adds 4.3. And it lowers the mids. So I think that you're even over 5 dBs here. So it's inconsistent because at +2 the mids are exactly at 0. And at +5, yeah, it's lowering the mids. And again, that drop in the high end because of the Nyquist frequency. Then going into the SPL Gemini, this is like a Swiss Army knife. It's so good. +2, and it actually does 3.5. So for an actual increase of 2, you need to put it at 1.4, which I showed you in the audio examples. But yeah, this is a very straight line. Then here we got SPL Gemini mids 2.5 added, sides 5 added. And then you see that the mids are actually coming nicely a little over 0, while the sides are at 4.7. And if we only do +5, you see that the mids are actually being lowered and the side is coming over 5. So part of the reason why the SPL Gemini sounds good is because it adds a lot of gain. The SPL Gemini uses a 120 volt DC audio reel, and this is just super powerful, and it's why SPL units sound so good. You can see that it's able to just do a whole lot to the audio signal, and yeah, listening to the audio examples, they speak for themselves. This unit sounds so good, and you can easily apply heavy settings without it sounding overdone, and that's such a good thing about the Gemini. Then the Carnaby HE2, here we see something interesting because there's no cut applied, and here the side is +2, here the side is at +5. It's a pretty good increase. However, there is a low cut. That said, it is only under like 20 Hertz, so this is not something that your ear is gonna pick up, but it does affect the audio signal, and this is exactly why analog units can have the same setting, but they sound super different. If you compare these, it's just all different curves. Every curve is different. All these units do their own thing. I do think that the Carnaby has a really good result. It's good sounding, and yeah, you can definitely feel confident when using the WesAudio HE2 to do mid-side leveling. Then Bettermaker limiter 2.0. This is side +2, measures at exactly at +2. This is side +5, measures at +4.4. I think we have one of the most impressive results with the Bettermaker limiter 2.0. Super clean, almost comparable to the Brainworx plugin. It's so perfect. And yeah, I do as well think that if you measure the difference between mid and side here, that it's getting to +5. So yeah, you see that in mid-side leveling, sometimes the mid is being lowered, and then you can have, for example, a setting at +5, and if you measure the difference, it's actually +5, while technically it just lowered the mids a little and increased the sides by, for example, +4.4. But yeah, it's all about perception, of course. But yeah, Bettermaker limiter 2.0, an incredible mid-side leveler, and I'm super pleased to see this result. This is just a super good curve, and as well over the entire spectrum, it's so solid. And yeah, that shows why it sounds so good. Then the mighty LAAL by WesAudio. Here it gets extreme. The LAAL is not clean at all. The LAAL is clearly the most heavy unit on this entire list. If you compare it to other units, here we got Carnaby, we got Gemini, we got Fusion, we got ngBus, and then LAAL. The LAAL is next level. It's just a coloration device, and that's, many people ask me like, how does the LAAL compare to Bettermaker limiter, or how does it compare to a plugin? Like, does it beat FabFilter Pro L? This thing is not like the Pro L. This thing is not like the Bettermaker. And then this is without the transformers enabled. So this is just the pure audio signal going through the LAAL with the sides boosted at +5. And you see, this is what it does in a linear analysis. This is super extreme. It gives a bump in the subs. It gives an increase in the upper mids and high end, and yeah, it's just absolutely not perfect, but that's not a problem. Even more important, this can be why a record sounds so good. It's about surfing the record, and The LAAL, for example, you can get one for like $10,000, which is super expensive. However, if I'm doing a master and it's just not the right unit for that master, I will not hesitate to put it in bypass. It's all about the track. And listening to the LAAL, it just sounds incredible. It's such a good unit, and that's in the end what's most important. However, in this video, we're just only looking at how good are these units delivering mid-side leveling, and then you see such big difference. Here as well, the Gemini mids at 0, side +1. It's actually doing 1.6. Here as well, mid at 0, side +1 should be 1 dB difference. Mid at 1, side +2 should be 1 dB difference. Someone asked in the comments, how can mid +1, side +2, why don't you just do mid at 0 and side +1? It's the same, right? Well, here you see that the difference is way bigger with mid at 1 and side +2, and this is exactly why you cannot compare plugins with analog hardware when looking at simple utility tasks. We're not talking about compression, we're not talking about clipping, we're not talking about saturation. Simple gain. That's where this video is about. Simple gain, just the volume across the frequency spectrum. And there you see such big differences. It's really incredible. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think about this frequency analysis and if you can match them as well with what you've heard in the audio examples. So that's it for now in this mid-side leveling shootout video. I absolutely loved making this video, and I'm super fired up because I can actually show in this video without needing a good sound system or without needing to be in the mastering studio here. You can literally see what's the difference, and you see that there's so much difference. And I'm 100% sure that if you, for example, buy 10 WesAudio ngBus compressors and you measure them, they are all different. If you measure this ngBus compressor when it's switched on for only 5 minutes in the morning and it's still cold, it measures differently than after a couple hours when I'm printing masters and when it's at a different temperature. Analog gear is not a plugin, and that's exactly what you were able to see in this video. Little deep dive here. We just became a partner as well. This Mix is Sick on YouTube. So yeah, great to see the channel growing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love making longer videos like this that take a little bit longer to make. But yeah, I just want videos that you are able to see today or in a couple years from now and still be relevant. And yeah, I just get most excited by doing videos like this. So let me know if you prefer that as well, or if you want short tips, or if you want more in-depth mixing and mastering tutorials. Yeah, it's super important for me to know what you prefer and what you like watching most on this channel. So definitely feel free to let me know if you want to. Then I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.